that when one is lost, all heaven must sorrow.
Wow.
And so the extremes are vast. You know, there's a huge gulf between them. All heaven is rejoicing, and yet when one is lost, all heaven must sorrow.
Wow. Yes, that is true. Jamie Jean, do you have a comment?
I was also thinking of how, as a parent, you want only the best for your children. And for me right now in my life, all I think about is what I can do for my kids, how I can, bless them, how I can grow them, how I can mature them. And everything I do is for their benefit. But on a daily basis, they often misunderstand my intentions. Because my kids are 3 and 4, they're not entirely rational beings. And so, like God, he wants only the best for us. And sometimes we can't understand that, and we rebel against him, and sometimes in our minds we think he's unfair, or why does he do this to us? Or almost in some cases he's so mischaracterized in people's lives that they think God is out to get them. And that must be very painful, because I feel a small microcosm of that pain when my 3-year-old thinks that I'm being mean or unfair or out to get her because I don't want her to jump off the balcony. But he must feel that pain, he must feel that rejection, and that being misunderstood, just how deeply he loves us, how we can't see the whole picture, and he's just trying to grow us up to be closer to him, to have this loving relationship, this loving trust. And he's so mischaracterized, and he's so misunderstood.
Wow. Thank you, Jamie Jean, for that very practical explanation or illustration that clearly teaches us about how God must feel when we misunderstand his intention, right? I see many hands, but I want us to take a time just for testimony. We're going to get a little personal here, maybe. You may wonder, I don't want to share in front of millions of people worldwide, but the purpose is for the glory of God. You make a mistake and you displease the heart of God, but ultimately, what lesson did you learn from that journey, from that experience? Anyone want to share any testimony here? Yeah, Don?
I was kind of hesitant, but yes, I'll be sharing. My parents were doing some project in the school, but actually we're just going to the picnic, going to the beach, and then all of a sudden, when everybody is having party, I almost died, got drowned by the water, and I told to myself that day, Lord, thank you for saving me. And not only that, who saved me is a person that I have a crush on before. Yes, that's a story. And I was so embarrassed because they found out that I don't know how to swim. Yes. And the story that I learned from that is God must be sad about my decision, because I told here I am, I almost died this day on the Sabbath, on the Saturday. I mean, yes.
Thank you for, Don, thank you for your willingness to be vulnerable here and share with us that experience. And I'm sure all of us have, experiences where we have done things that we're not proud of, things that God would not approve. And the lesson you learned, I think that is so good for all of us, that even if it is the case where we make mistakes and we may sadden the heart of God, God never amidst our decisions, our foolish decisions, he keeps on protecting us just because he loves us, because we're his children. And also the fact to make God joyful over us, right? Can I request James to read for us 1 Peter chapter 2, and if you can read for us 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 4 to 5 and 9 and 10. 4 and 5, 9 and 10 from 1 Peter.
Coming to him as to a living stone, rejected indeed by men.
Okay. Well, thank you, James. We can respond to God's love that bring joy to his heart. Anyone? Travis?
Just sharing what God has done for you, your testimony of what God has done for you. I mean, for me in my life, God's faithfulness is the thing that just keeps motivating me every day. I'm just, the fact that I know that He loves me, that He's faithful and loves me, it just motivates me. And when I share that, other people realize that they can have that same experience. And as I mentioned earlier, when people repent, it just brings joy not only to the heart of God, but to all of heaven.
Wow, thank you. Here, Peter also used the word chosen, right? Chosen, precious, holy people. And in our previous lesson, we asked the question, how many are chosen? What